One day, Raymond Nard of the French intelligence service received a letter from his contact, Jacques Prévost. Inside was a copy of an urgent note that Prévost had received from his old friend, Vladimir Vetrov. Nard knew the name well. A decade earlier, he had picked Vetrov out as a potential defector. By this time, Nard was head of the Soviet section of the DST. As the internal French intelligence agency, it's the equivalent to MI5 or the FBI.
Donc, on n'avait pas de représentant à l'étranger, pas de correspondant à Moscou.
Yet the fact that the DST operated only in France meant that, unlike MI6 or the CIA, it had not been infiltrated by KGB moles. Now, for the first time, Raymond Nard and the DST would have to run an operation in Moscow, behind the Iron Curtain. As they had no agents in Moscow, how could they run it? Well, at huge risk, they chose to approach a civilian. The DST made contact with a man named Xavier Ameil. In his late 50s, with no training in spycraft, Ameil was one of the few French engineers working in Moscow at the time. When the DST came calling, Ameil immediately agreed to act as Vetrov's handler. So, in March 1981, the French intelligence services sent Ameil into the Lion's Den to make contact with Vetrov in Moscow.
On lui a demandé s'il voulait venir en France. Et il a dit non, moi je veux pas. Tenez, voilà. Il y a mis dans les mains un paquet de documents comme ça.
What Vetrov wanted was to be where he could do most damage to the KGB, and that was by remaining in his Moscow post for as long as possible. The DST believed these documents were just the tip of the iceberg. They instructed Ameil to continue the operation, codenamed Farewell. Every meeting, Vetrov would hand over a plastic bag stuffed full of state secrets.
Vetrov was giving him the most secretive documents of the KGB on the Friday, and it took Xavier and his wife the whole weekend to make copies and return them the documents on the Monday.
Ameil, the middle-aged engineer, had found himself in the midst of perhaps the biggest spy operation of the Cold War. French intelligence was pulling off a major undercover operation in the world's biggest police state. But there was one big problem. As a civilian, Ameil didn't have diplomatic immunity. The DST knew they were placing Ameil in danger of imprisonment, possibly even torture and death. So, they decided to pull him out. But this couldn't be the end of the operation. Vetrov was perhaps the West's most valuable double agent, and Operation Farewell was about to go global.